Oh! Welcome, metalheads. I'm the host of Heavy Metal Philosophy and writer for Metal Digest, JonBarbas. Make sure you stick around to the end of the episode for this week's album art of the week. It's the weekend. That means we got new metal albums dropping on us, and I'm bringing you my 5 favorite. But as always, before we do the top 5, we got big album releases to talk about. First up, we got a new record from Blessed to Fall called Gallows. Blessed to Fall's been around for a long time, so my question to you is, have they been around long enough to be considered metalcore OGs yet? And from OGs to that new 1056 just dropped a new record called I.O. Deathcore, and I like the industrial influences here. Check it out. And we go back to the OGs. If you like power metal, Primal Fear has a new record called Domination. And lastly, before we do the top 5, Tala has a new record called Primeval Obsession Detachment. This record is crazy. The album was recorded without a click and without any edits, and then once it was done, the singer did the vocals in one take for the whole album. So this thing, I wouldn't normally put avant-garde and nu metal together when I describe a band, but it definitely fits here. It's all over the place and yet strongly familiar. You definitely need to check this out, and the industry needs more experimentation like this. Now let's do the top 5. Coming in at number 5, Vexus with Mea Culpa Thrash Metal out of New York. A lot of great thrash metal came out this week. Speaking of New York, Electrocutioner had a new record. There was a new record from Dark Angel, Violator, Condition Critical. So many great thrash metal bands. I could have made this whole episode about how much quality thrash came out this week, but I'm going with Vexus because it's the most brutal and crunchy of the bunch. But hey, check them all out. Coming in at number 4, Hazard with Abgnos. I am certain I mispronounced that. I'm terribly sorry. Text is on the screen just in case. And as always, every band's Bandcamp links will be in the description so that these records are easy to find. This is atmospheric black metal out of France, and I love this one because it's gnarly and majestic at the same time. So abrasive and heavy, and it's got this orchestra that is grand, but not grandiose. It's just so good, you gotta check it out. Coming in at number 3, Peace with Rambler's Axe, sludgy stoner metal out of Germany. And this is some of the most muscular sounding stoner you'll hear this year. It sounds almost southern, which is kind of weird because they're from Germany. Just a touch, just barely a hint of psychedelic, but super heavy. You know I like it heavy. Coming in at number 2, Ritual Mass with Cascading Misery, death metal out of Pittsburgh. And forgive the cliche, but this sounds like hell. It's so oppressive, it feels like being held down by your sleep paralysis demon, except for instead of it just staring at you all creepy like, it actually assaults you. But you can't scream for some reason. But you can hear screams all around you that sound simultaneously close and far away, thanks to the cavernous of the echo, but also the production left and right. This is one for death metal masochists like me. And hey, before we do number 1, I gotta update y'all on the schedule of the show. Next week, the show will be late because I'm doing my annual charity gig. I do this every year. It's a bike rally that raises money for charity, and I'll be slinging axe with some of my old friends. So, since it's on a Friday this year, the Best New Metal Album show will be a little bit late, but not too late. The following week, I will be out of town, and I'm unsure if I will be able to do a show or not. If I do, it will be from a different location and it'll be super DIY and lo-fi, but most likely I will just take the weekend off. So the next 2 weeks are going to be a little bit weird, and then we'll get right back on the schedule. And by the way, speaking of 2 weeks from now, that's when the fall hits. So if you want to get this design right here, you've got a couple of weeks to get it. JonBarbas-shop.fourthwall.com, link in the description. This one's going away soon. And plus, tank top weather is only going to last a little bit longer, so you need to get this one, y'all. Now let's do number 1. Coming in at number 1, Cult Burial with Collapse of Pattern, Reverence of Dust, Blackened Death Doom out of the UK. This one's got single word song titles like Mire, Collapse, Beseech, and then you look at this album art and you piece that all together and you know you're in for some cosmic and unsettling death metal. But even with all of that foreshadowing, this one still surprised me with all of its twists and turns. Really penetratingly unsettling and eerie atmosphere here. The production sort of blurs the lines between the instruments, which is something I normally hate. I want to hear that nice separation, but on here it just enhances that mood. It's like a cosmic force that is inconceivable in size coming down on you. And with all of that hyperbole, I still feel like I haven't given it justice, so you should check it out for yourself. And speaking of how awesome the thrash metal was this week, let's do the dealer's choice. The dealer's choice segment is the part of the show where I get to break my own rules, and this week I'm breaking my singular full album rule and going with a split, a compilation, if you will, Faster Than the Devil 4 from Wise Blood Records. I love it when Wise Blood does this because they always showcase some of the best thrash metal bands around, and this time it's 3 bands from Indonesia with strong black and roll / speed metal influences. So if you want to take part in all of the thrashy goodness that I keep going on about this week, you could do worse than Faster Than the Devil 4. And while you're at it, go ahead and pick up the previous 3 as well because they are awesome. My favorite album art this week is a very progressive metal one from a very progressive metal band, Green Carnation, A Dark Poem, Part 1, The Shores of Melancholia. And what's more progressive metal than an album title like that and songs like The Slave That You Are or The Shores of Melancholia, or the fact that this is 6 songs that are nearly an hour long, or how about the fact that this is part 1 of a trilogy? It doesn't get much more progressive metal than that. I'm not sure I want to sit in melancholy for 3 albums, but if you like it artsy, this art, this album cover, and this music certainly is artsy. It's beautiful. I definitely enjoyed listening to it, but like I said, it's aptly named The Shores of Melancholia. I don't know if I want to be in that for 3 full chapters, but then again, maybe the next part of the story is triumphant, so I eagerly await that. But in the meantime, this art right here is nice. That mask makes me want to know what this character is doing. That color scheme, so abnormal for all the stereotypical heavy metal album covers I looked at this week. It really pops off the screen. That's why it's the album art of the week. And hey, before we go, have you ever wondered how much money YouTubers make doing this whole thing? Well, last week when Cradle of Filth session musician contracts leaked and we saw exactly how much money they make, and also in an unrelated note, Tank the Tech revealed how much money he makes. I was like, okay, well, this is a instructive comparison. So I revealed how much money I make running this show, and we compared the 3 of them to talk about what's happening in the music industry. If that interests you at all, just click right here. But most importantly, read philosophy, listen to metal. I love you.